Dynamite Delight, the second to last show that I will be reviewing because we know Impact Wrestling is just doing recaps. And I have to say it now. Fuck Impact Wrestling. And you'll understand what that means. In a minute, you're going to understand it. Because I'm actually legitimately pissed. Now, mind you, there might be a caveat to that pissedness, being pissed off. But I'll explain it at the end of this review if I don't get so pissed that I forget. Now, before I get started, I have to say I hope everyone's having a good holiday. I hope you're safe and well. That's more important than this review, guys. Let's put our cards on the table, as they say. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoy my review. But I care more about you guys being alright. That you're not by yourself and you're not having some type of frustrations or sadness. It's not easy out there. So as far as I'm concerned, I want to see you all right. So I hope this holiday hasn't been too hard on you. I hope you're doing well. That's what I care about more than anything else, okay? Now I'm getting the little simp stuff out of the way. Let's get to this review. I gotta admit I'm pissed. But this will be at the end of the review. Let's open with the 10-man tag of Jurassic Express and the Lucha Brothers versus pretty much parts of the Pinnacle, FTR with a little Telly, and then the Hardy brand with Matt Hardy and with Private Party. This was not about the match. Match was not the problem here. Match was not bad. Admittedly, it was a little sloppy between Jungle Boy and the Lucha Brothers. If you watch how they were trying to do that sequence, when Jungle Boy was in their way, they could not get it done correctly at first. Then they straightened themselves out a little bit. So that was fine. I didn't have a problem with the match quality. I may not like a 10-man tag. Does not mean I cannot see it for what it is. You got 10 guys in there that can get it done. No problem. But this was not about the Hardy brand and FTR. This was about Jurassic Express dealing with the Lucha Brothers. That's what this was all about. This is what it was all about. And by the end of the match, pretty much, if I remember correctly, Pentagon Jr. kind of messed up the match a little bit. And then the Christian had to eat the pin. Now, mind you, before that happened, Luchasaurus is money. By the time this moment came for Luchasaurus, they were cheering for him. I don't understand when the hell are they going to release Luchasaurus from his shackles of Jurassic Express. Now, if you have not seen my AEW booking, I did a Luchasaurus storyline. So I believe it was number 2 of my booking the wrestler. I can't remember. It's been a while for me. It's been over nearly a month since I done it. Because I recorded those ahead of time. So 1 or 2, I think episode 1 or 2 of it, will have the Luchasaurus in. Or 3. Because I'm sure number 4 isn't Luchasaurus. I could be wrong though. I can't remember. But Luchasaurus is money. They need to get him off of Jurassic Express and let him have a run on his own. It's nearly time. He's been with Jungle Boy a long time. He should break off on his own eventually. But this was about the Lucha Brothers dealing with Jurassic Express. And next week, supposedly, when they debut on TBS, the flagship of Turner Network, they will have that match. And I believe it was Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy, not the Christian and Jungle Boy. It's going to be Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy. But I could be wrong. Hard to say. I kind of missed a little bit of it. Now let's move on. We had a very confusing thing. I thought I heard Tony Schiavone and Excalibur say that there is going to be a NYC street fight. So I'm confused about that match. That Pride and Power and Eddie versus not Sammy Guevara. The 2.0 and Garcia match is supposed to be. I'm confused. What was that? Was that a regular match? Or was it a street fight like they stated it was supposed to be? Which one was it? That was a big confusing thing. So I could not tell which one it was. Now, before I say anything more about the match, which It was a decent to very good match because of the intensity. It is good to see JR back. I didn't say this at the opening of this review. I'm glad to see JR back. I'm so happy he's safe, that he has gone through whatever he went through. Maybe doing a little bit of radiation, maybe a little chemo. I don't know which one he did. But either one, as long as he's all right, that's all that matters. Now back to the match. Was it a good match? Yes, it was. It was highly intense. It was all about Garcia getting destroyed by Eddie. Eddie wanted to destroy him. That's all that mattered. He didn't give a damn about anything else. He chased him out of the ring, and Eddie is so over at this point. Guys, the people were chanting crazy for Eddie Kingston. They really are in on Eddie Kingston. That is a great thing. And this makes me say again, Eddie, and I believe I did book Eddie Kingston. Yeah, I did book Eddie in one of my bookings. That he should win the TNT title eventually. So the question is going to be, will they ever let him have it? Because I don't think they're ever going to let him have the world title. Even though he's very over, I just don't see them doing it. Even though I would be happy if they did. And I do believe he could do it as a face. But this was all about Eddie getting his hand on Garcia, which he could not do. Could not get his hand, I believe it's John Garcia. Could not get his hands on him. And pretty much got their asses whooped. Done. Then it gets interesting. At the end of the match, it was Santana who gets nailed at the end of the match. Santana, they did not win. Then 2.0 holds up a Santana, and then he gets nailed in the face with a ring bell. Then you got Jericho coming out, trying to break someone's face with his bat. But then you see Eddie Kingston getting mad as fuck because he did not ask for his help. He did not want his help. And those boys that are sprawled out, including Ortiz wasn't totally sprawled out. It was Santana was sprawled out. Those are my boys. That's what it looks like he was trying to say. I care about them more because they belong to me first. And then being in the inner circle with Chris Jericho, he cares about them because he started the show with them. He started AEW with them. They're his boys now. So it's now kind of a struggle between the guy who used to consider them his and the guy who does consider them his. That's what we got. Does this mean there's going to be a feud between Eddie and Chris? I don't know. I don't know if they're actually going to be doing face and heel, or they're just going to have a dispute and Eddie may join the inner circle. That actually would be interesting to see Eddie Kingston join the inner circle. It actually would be. Because you don't see everyone else there. You don't. Hager is not there right now. He's not. So Sammy's on his own. So bringing in a new person right now for the inner circle might actually give it new blood, because Eddie can cut some damn good promos. And he can work pretty well with everybody else. So let's move on. Now, we got a lot of vid packs. I'm not going to do them all. I'm not. I will say when it came to MJF's vid pack and talking to Warlow and saying that you're going to go into a competition to try and get a shot at the TNT title, you better start winning and do as I say and stop powerbombing someone to death. Do it the way I want so you can relinquish the title to me. And he says, what? I'm going to do what? And he says, Spears, go and get Smart Mark. Comes in. And he says, with his contract in his hand, and I believe that's one of the images I'll put in my face, because I'm not putting many images in here. He clearly says, you, as a signed employee of MJF, in perpetuity, will give up whatever you have to MJF. This is what you signed. This is what you're going to do. This is it. It don't make a difference what you think or feel. That's what he's saying. You will do what MJF says. So this shows another bit of dissension between, well, not dissension per se, because let's make this clear. Warlow's an employee. MJF is the boss. He's got to do what his boss says if he wants to keep getting paid. But even a worker get eventually pissed off if he's getting treated like shit. So this is what stemmed over to the match between him and another jobber, where he completely annihilates him with 4 power bombs, put his foot on his chest, and I believe I have a shot and it's in my face. He destroys his ass. Blank, flit, tip, shit, whatever you want to call it. He destroys him, and Spears, after it's over, waits till the guy crawls out of the ring, and he's standing, nails in the back with a chair shot. That's what Spears does now. Now, unless Shawn Spears is injured, what is he doing? I really kind of don't understand what's going on with Shawn Spears. I really do believe Shawn Spears should be doing more as a chairman than he is. He's floating. I'm just saying. Now, the next thing we're going to talk about will be, where should I begin? Let's go to the six-man tag, because you know what I'm going to be following up on. The six-man tag of Cole, Fish, and O'Reilly, the Red Dragon, versus Best Friends with Orange Cassidy. Good match. No problem with it. I didn't really have a problem seeing, and they tried to do a little bit of WWE saying candies to exist together, and that is pretty much Tony Schiavone says that. And I do believe a little bit of the Excalibur, but at least there's history behind these two. So unlike the WWE who rushes their shit and makes two heels or two faces work together saying can they coexist, at least you have a very strong story behind them, basing it on what happened on NXT. Whether you want to acknowledge it or not, they got history. At least they're not hiding it. They have history and they had their problems, because when it came to that segment in the back when next to the Bucks, you got Fish and O'Reilly there, and Cole said, I need to talk to Carl. I need to talk to him alone. Everyone goes away, and he says, look, me and you got our problems. Fine. I'm not going to lie about that. But at least in this match, I know Bobby's got my back. Do you got my back? Okay? What happened in the past is what in the past. We had our heat. But can I trust you? So in this match, kind of no. Because by the end of it kind of got very messy. And the heels won, yes. What's the heels win? Let me see here. The heels won, yeah. But still, there was a little dissension between a little bit of Adam Cole from Kyle a little bit. But this is more about the Bucks saying, hey, what are you doing, Adam? What about these guys? You're more chumming with them than you are with us. You're trying to separate. What are you doing? That's what we're getting from that. That's what we're getting the feeling of. They're making this about Adam Cole deciding, does he want to go and make the Undisputed Era again or stick with the Super Click? I'm just saying. Now, let me make sure I'm not forgetting anything, because let's make this clear, guys. Once I start, I'm going to rant my ass off, baby. But there is a caveat to it. There is a caveat. Now, yeah, if there's anything I'm forgetting, I'm sorry. Oh, wait. CM Punk did a nice job in the ring. Talked about JR, which reminded me to say something about JR. And he made this very clear how he's going to do something about MJF. But he also said, look, this is the first time I've been in Daly's place. This isn't my home, but I've watched Dynamite, and I can tell that this is the home of AEW. This is the home of Dynamite, and I can understand, I can feel it. I can understand the feeling. And in this situation, when it comes to MJF, he's going to learn, like on the mic, on commentary, and in the ring, you cannot touch me. There's no one who can. Now, it was well done. It was done pretty well, just like when MJF did talk about a little bit about the botch he got on the noggin, which hopefully he doesn't have a concussion. He seems to be all right. It's understandable they went there. Now, the TBS Championship Finals semifinal match. Thunder Rosa versus Jade Cargill. That did. Now remember I said there's a caveat, and I'm really fucking pissed off. The match itself was okay. Let's make this clear. Jade Cargill's only been working as a wrestler for a year. So she looked green. When she got nailed in the left leg and knee, she literally could not sell it very well. Now, mind you, she didn't do a 100% bad job. At one point when she jumped out of the ring, and then Thunder Rosa wanted to do a suicide dive, or no, just a jump on top of her, she managed to grab her and then give her one hell of a backbreaker on the pavement with the mats. Very well done. I'm not taking anything away from her. Her selling needs serious work. Yes, she can scream her ass off. We can hear that damn voice screaming right through Daly's place. She was screaming when she got put in the figure four. She was screaming, baby. She was in agony. But yelling and screaming and not showing that the injury is there completely are two different things. Now, mind you, she did try. She tried to make it clear. Even when she did a kip up, she tried, and her kip up landed on Thunder Rosa's own leg. Now, she tried, but she's too green. She's only been in the business for barely a year. So she needs a lot of more work on how to sell, how to feel like she's a real heel or a real face. She needs work. She needs it. But mind you, the match wasn't too bad. I was fine with it until the ending. When we see Thunder Rosa trying to nail her, she gets thrown into the second turnbuckle, and then someone comes from the crowd and nails her in the head with a bottle. Now, mind you, I thought that was Nia Rose, because I knew it wasn't going to be Ruby Soho. I thought it might be Nia Rose. That's what I originally thought because of the size of the woman, because I didn't see her that well. She came in, whacked her because it was a woman. She whacked her and then ran away from the screen. Couldn't tell. Then Jade Cargill won. So that was that. But then she's in my face. There she is. Here, another image of her walking around, I believe, with Jade Cargill. That's also my face. I don't know if I'm going to have an image on my face right now, or am I going to be literally, you could see me right now, because I am motherfucker. I was literally saying, what the fuck, motherfuckers? Why Impact Wrestling? Now, mind you, there is a caveat to that, because this is the caveat. They said on AEW, they said with Tony Schiavone as well as Excalibur, oh my gosh, is Mercedes Martinez, is she signed to AEW? We don't know, is she signed? When they bring that bit up, that means there's a very strong chance she's been signed. And that also means, like I told you guys, are you fucking listening to me, guys? Are you fucking listening to me? How many times have I said that you should wait and watch? Never, ever think with Impact Wrestling, everything once you get something is going to be perfect and great. As far as I remember, Mercedes Martinez is supposed to be an Impact Wrestling knockout. Possibly signed, or was signed. What the fuck is this? Now, mind you, she may have a contract like Thunder Rosa when she was working in NWA, that she can go to other promotions on top of working in NWA. She was doing AEW, she was doing NWA. She was working both of them. Just like Selena Deeps was somewhat doing that until she stopped and was working AEW only. And then, finally, Thunder Rosa was no longer working with NWA, and then she went straight to AEW. What do we got here? The last time we saw her was after her match with a Mickie James. As far as I thought, she was part of the new roster now. No. A very good chance, no. And I remember so much my subscribers saying, we need to get new talent in. Impact has got to hire new talent, and we need new talent. What the fuck did I tell you? You got a major problem with Impact Wrestling. One, they don't always do very good writing for their shit. And two, again, if she doesn't have a contract that allows her to go to both promotions or anywhere else, because she might, She may not be signed with AEW. She may still be signed with Impact, but her contract may allow her to go to different promotions. May is a big thing here because we don't know if Mercedes Martinez is officially AEW, not Impact. My guess is she is. Because usually when it comes to this, you would see a little bit of her and then a little bit there. Mind you, we have to wait until next year to see if Mercedes Martinez comes back. Because you know what it could have been? She might not even been signed. She might have just been doing a taping by taping basis like I told you with the guys from ROH and the girls. If that's what happened, and she got bought up by AEW, you guys that keep saying, I know there's many of you keep saying that Impact Wrestling needs to hire new talent. Well, tell them to actually sign their fucking asses. Because you keep saying they got to sign. Well, guess what? If they do taping by taping basis, if that's what happened with Mercedes Martinez, that will never happen. I just botched my words. I am so angry. I'm not saying clear words. I'm slurring my words because I'm angry. Because there's a very strong chance that Mercedes Martinez does not have a contract with Impact Wrestling, that she came in for a taping or two, got paid for it. AEW said, hey, we got some room for you here. She gone there, and now they're going to officially say she's signed. And that makes it less for Impact fucking Wrestling. So if any of you say that Impact needs to sign people, shut the fuck up. I'm saying this now because I'm angry. Now, mind you, I'm not saying this because I disrespect you. I want you to please hear me. For anyone who said Impact needs to sign wrestlers, male and female, when I said shut the fuck up, not out of disrespect. But you need to hear what I'm saying because many of you, I've repeated this over and over again. And again, I've said this to you guys, that you need to see that Impact has problems. They can't write very well, and they have a tendency to act stupid with their writing. They need a better writing team. And then they never hire their people properly or make sure that their contracts stick. Literally, how many months we went with Moose before we finally knew if he was going to stay or not. Not because they didn't just drag it out to make people think he was going to stay or not. That could be done in story. Yes. But they didn't do that in story with Moose. For how long did we not know if Moose was staying? Because Moose had nothing left to do. They wouldn't give him the damn title. Many people thought if he never got the title, he should just leave. Now look, Mercedes Martinez, a veteran of wrestling that WWE could not even use properly, comes to Impact and could give something, and maybe she still is. Maybe she has a contract that allows her to go to different promotions. So my anger, frustration, and fears might not be justified. But if I am right that she only came in to deal with Mickie James because they didn't have anyone legitimate to go against Mickie James until Dana Purrazzo was ready, either because she needed a break or they wanted to set up for storyline, we just lost out on one of the best female wrestlers who does have a great ability in the ring, who does have great charisma, who's a damn good looking woman, she ain't ugly, and basically has a physique that basically shows that she can get work done in the ring. She's not a small woman. That means she can work with small people and big. You could have built the entire division around her in Impact Wrestling. You could have. And they should have after guess what, Mickie James is done. But if she's not signed by contract and is free to go anywhere she wants on top of Impact, we just lost a veteran of nearly 20 years. Near 20, because I don't remember how long she's been in the business. Maybe 16, 18 years, I can't remember. But it's not the point. If she's now going to be with AEW, if anyone says we need to sign new talent, then you're going to have to go on Twitter and tell Impact Wrestling why in the blue fuck, or presentable, don't curse at them. Because they won't respond. They're not going to listen. You start cursing at them like I'm doing. I'm just freaking mad that I just saw a few minutes ago in my room that Mercedes Martinez, who should be an Impact star, who they badly need, is gone to AEW right now. That is being seen on AEW. And instead of taking a break and then being seen on Impact in the beginning of January, maybe we will still see her. But if we don't, we just lost her. So think about that. When you go on Twitter, if you got a Twitter account, because I only have a Twitter account that's for my amateur hour channel. I don't put no wrestling channel because I don't want that stress. But still, seeing this upsets the living hell out of me. And if anyone says this is just proof they need to sign more people, why would you have freaking confidence that you keep saying over and over again without listening to me that it takes two things to make it work? Great writing for storyline that people may want to come there, and two, they got to actually hire them, not just bring them in by taping basis and pay them for that, because that's what's happened to ROH. That is what's happening to people from WWE and NXT. That is what's going to happen. Impact must decide to do the right thing. And if they don't, why do you trust them? I keep saying it. It takes two things. And if they keep screwing up one of them, you'll never get a good Impact Wrestling functioning correctly. I'm done. I am so angry right now. I am hoping I'm wrong that she is not signed to AEW and she was only doing tapings and getting paid for it. Not an actual contract that says you can come in and also go somewhere else. I'm hoping I'm wrong that she is signed. But if she's not, fuck Impact Wrestling. I'm still going to watch it because I still care and love it. But the ones who run that shit, I'm sick of them because they don't think. Even if she wants to be free, you should have given her that option. Having her back and forth. But that's just me. Whoa. I've exercised my demon. You'll see me for Rampage on Friday. I think it is Rampage. It's going to be on Friday. Peace.